He's chopping up the weeds just a little bit faster than I'm walking.
This is Will Buchanan, walking hard on the Walk for Liberty.
Today is August 24th, 2008, day 116. In many of the recent small towns we've been in, there have been mini town RV parks. In some of them, it's just been a place where you can park overnight with no hookups at all. In others, there are water and electric hookups, which they usually, supposedly, charge for. And then there are those which just have electric, some of which charge for and some don't. There's also usually a bathroom, and some even have hot showers in it. I can see why the town governments would want to have these little RV parks. They get to spend some money, and they probably aren't really out that much, since they most likely already own the land, and of course it's tax-free. And they can potentially even make a few bucks off of it.
Note that I said potentially. That's because the government is not a real business with real incentives.
With a real RV park business, it's either the owner or the manager who's collecting the money from people who stay there, and each of them has a real incentive to do that job. If it's the owner and they don't collect money, they're probably not going to make enough to stay in business. And with the manager, if they're not doing their job, they're going to get fired. With a town park, though, it's either a government employee or a volunteer who's doing the job. And neither one of them is likely to get fired or have any repercussions come to them if they're not collecting the money.
And why? Well, because their supervisor likely also won't get fired if he's not watching over them very well.
And that's ultimately because government can't go out of business even if it's not making money from the park, so there are no incentives for it to be run well. Another supposed benefit that local governments can claim for town RV parks is that they help out local businesses by bringing more customers into town. First, there's no guarantee that the people staying at the RV parks will actually be converted into paying customers at the local businesses. Second, if the local businesses need help and think that bringing in outside customers is the best way to generate more revenue, then they should form an association which will build a free or low-cost RV park if they think that's the best way to bring in those new customers. If the RV park is supposedly helping the businesses, then they should be the ones to pay for it, and they should be the ones to voluntarily take the risk of building it if they think it will help them. Who knows, it may have even been a group of local businessmen who convinced the town government to build an RV park on their behalf with taxpayer money. And if that's what happened, I wouldn't so much blame the businessmen as I would the system that was in place which allowed them to do that, i.e. the government. But if I were a taxpayer in that town, I do know that I would be hopping mad that money which had been taken from me in taxes was being used to build an RV park to benefit local businesses, which, in effect, amounts to a business subsidy. If they claim that helping out the businesses will trickle down and help the whole community, then I'd rather they just give me directly the money that will supposedly trickle down to me.
Or better yet, how about just not taking my money from me through taxes in the first place?
How would you feel if money were taken from you to build an RV park, supposedly to help some businesses? I walked almost 20.5 miles today. Here's my position. This is Will Buchanan for blog.walkforliberty.com, signing off.
Another great face on Mount Rushmore.